Hi, everyone, and welcome back to No Time for Neutral. It has been a whirlwind month in Montana politics. Andy, would you agree?
I agree. I've just been
It's,
telling people you can't make this shit up, and you truly can't.
yeah, agree. I feel like we kind of have to address the elephant in the room a little bit. We've been gone for a couple of weeks, and now we're at war in the Middle East again. And we've kind of known this was coming, or something, maybe not to this extent. I don't think anyone thought it would be to this extent, but the supreme leader of Iran was killed pretty early in the airstrikes, and he's since been replaced with his hardline son, who had his father and also his wife killed in the airstrikes. This is who we've like regime changed with, and the regime is not changing. It's literally just a succession line. Um, we killed all of the moderate candidates that were ahead of the son. Uh, I'm not seeing the political gains, and I'm surely not seeing the economic gains because, Andy, have you filled up your gas tank lately?
Literally just before we started this podcast, I
Oh
was at
boy.
Ole's gas station in Missoula, and it cost me $45 to fill my Hyundai Elantra. $45, and it normally costs like $30.
Yeah,
So
that's like a pretty small car.
it's a tiny little car. It doesn't cost me a lot, but if I remember correctly, the last time I filled my car, which was not that long ago, gas wasn't above $3 a gallon yet. We're at 3.59 here in Missoula
And climbing. It's climbing like 10 cents a day here in Montana on average,
and climbing. And there's no other explanation other than Donald Trump's war with Iran.
right?
And like we don't even know why we're there. Like
Yeah.
what is the administration even telling people? Like why are we bombing elementary schools and killing little girls?
Yeah.
Why are we forcing Americans and I mean, let's face it, other countries around the world to pay higher amounts for their gasoline, which we all need if we have a car. Like, why are we there? There
Yeah. And I mean, the State
apparently
of the
wasn't.
Union was 3 weeks before all of this started. And he was like, our operation in Iran was such a success. Operation Midnight Hammer, all is well. And now we're just fully back in the Middle East. Like we are fully back in a regional war in the Middle East. We've been
100%.
there since I was born, dude.
Yeah. Majority of my lifetime as well.
Ugh.
Uh, and the death toll of American soldiers is just going to continue
Climbing.
climbing. Like, that's inevitable when you're at war.
Hmm.
And what's scary is our allies, other than Israel, are not with us on this.
Oh yeah, we are totally alone on the world stage. So the whole reason that gas prices are high is because Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, which is a major choke point for most of the world's shipping, but especially for oil. And when oil prices go high, so do gas prices. And Trump tried to call on NATO to be like, hey guys, we started a war and now everyone's prices are high. So will you come to the strait and help us fix it? And NATO was like, yeah, no. No, no, leave me alone. Like, don't bother me with that. Like, you were attacking Greenland 2 months ago and threatening to invade NATO, like, to like break NATO apart. And now here you are crying wolf and calling for our help because you're in over your head?
Wild, wild and crazy. Like, he's done nothing but throw our military allies under the bus this entire administration. I mean, he did it in his first administration too. But like, I mean, you get what's coming to you, right? And unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
like this affects the entire country, not just Donald Trump. So it sucks. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
It's exhausting. I mean, we have spent $12 billion on this war. This war that the president hasn't addressed the nation, hasn't made his case, hasn't really defended it at all. We've spent $12 billion.
You know what's crazy? Like $12 billion. it's an insane amount of money, right? But like there's people in this world that own that much money.
Hmm.
Homelessness in the United States can be eradicated by a portion of that $12 billion.
Oh, yeah.
We could completely eradicate homelessness in this country for a portion of that. And
Oh, I
like,
have a whole list of things we could do with that money, actually.
oh, great. Let's hear it.
We could pay for a year of healthcare for 1.3 million Americans.
Wow.
We could pay for a year of food assistance for 5.5 million Americans. We could provide housing assistance to 1 million Americans. We could give childcare or universal pre-K to 900,000 kids. We could give Pell Grants for low-income college students for 1.6 million Americans. And we could pay the salaries for over 100,000 teachers and nurses. That's what we could have done instead of this. Not all of it. I believe all of those things are individual, but
Right. No,
I
you
would take any one of those things over whatever the hell is happening here.
for a war that we don't even know why we are instrumenting. Like, still
I
don't know.
mean, Andy,
He
I don't know if
a
you
month ago,
saw
no imminent threat. He lied to us. He lied again to the American people. And now we're at war.
I don't know if you saw the videos at all a couple of weekends ago, but because we've been striking Iran's oil infrastructure so heavily, it was literally raining oil in Tehran, which is
Yeah.
the capital.
Yeah.
Raining oil. That is an environmental thing that affects everybody.
Right.
Because that's all of a sudden we're talking about the planet. We're no longer talking about countries and made up borders and that kind of thing. We're talking about the floating rock that we all live on.
Mm-hmm.
These things have consequences for everybody.
Yeah.
But Andy, in Montana news, we had the first week of March was objectively the wildest week in Montana politics, at least in my lifetime. I
I
thought I
would
was on a roller
say,
coaster that was never going to end.
yeah. Constant surprises.
To start off the week, 2 days before the close of the filing deadline to run for office, Ryan Zinke announces that he's not seeking re-election. Like,
Bye-bye.
bye. See ya. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. But in true grifter fashion, he already had a candidate lined up
Right.
right behind him. He rolls out with a website, an announcement video, a Trump endorsement, the whole nine, as if this wasn't completely planned in some shady back room.
Right.
So there's going to be a four-way Republican primary in the Western District now, which I think is very interesting.
Also,
But I'm not wasting my breath on literally any of them.
no. Yeah. Don't waste your time.
So Ryan's out. Democrats are in. We've been telling you guys that this seat is flippable for a year now, especially with all the margins we're seeing in special elections and primary elections and all of that so far. Now, with Ryan Zinke, the incumbent, out, this seat is officially up for grabs. Like, I have no reservations about it whatsoever anymore.
Totally. Yeah. What a waste of space and time. Like, I'm glad Zinke's gone. So he cited health reasons for the reason for his departure, but let's be real. Like, he was never in Montana in the first place. The dude lived in California. He like barely did his job and was fired from the first Trump administration anyway. So, like, good riddance, dude.
No, yeah. I said multiple times that that was the best news I had heard in like years, but the news cycle did not let up whatsoever. Very rarely do we have a big event like that and then more big events happen. Usually Montana news is fairly quiet. But the day filing officially closed, about 3 or 4 hours before the deadline, I was actually getting a haircut before Mansfield Metcalf that next weekend. And I'm scrolling on my phone, and here comes another Montana Republican committing assault in a public forum. And yes, I'm blaming Gianforte for starting the trend. From multiple video angles,
True that.
it appears as if Senator Sheehy broke the arm, hand, bone of a retired U.S. Marine in the middle of a Senate committee hearing.
This is wild shit. Like, dude, we get the fact that you served in the military, but like, there's Capitol Police there. They were gonna take care of it. He obviously got out of his seat to get a
Yeah,
good video for his fundraising.
that's the thing that gets me is that he is such like a Ken doll. Like he's just like plastic and fake and like his hair is always perfect because it has 8 pounds of gel in it. And like he could have just sat there. He could have just sat there like the pretty little polite senator he wants everyone to think he is. But no, he had to get up and act like a brute.
Right. And like the dude who was causing the commotion wasn't a threat. He was
No,
a military man himself who was protesting the war,
the
right?
war.
And like, yes, he was causing a disruption. They were gonna like move him out, but like, here
Right.
comes Sheehy. I'm just gonna break this guy's bone, which he did. Like, probably get into some trouble himself for doing that, frankly. We can't just assault people.
No, right. Like she thinks he has to be this like big bad tough guy and he like makes this tweet after the fact and he's like he was looking for a confrontation and he got one. And you think that's your role as a sitting US senator? That's how you're choosing to represent Montana
Wow.
is by assaulting a veteran using his First Amendment. Hot take.
That's some real messed up toxic masculinity, if I say so myself.
But yeah, so none of his Republican buddies care. There's been no accountability, no charges. I believe they actually charged the Marine with crimes, which go figure. But yeah, I think it goes to show you how much Montana Republicans in general, how much they actually care about veterans once they're no longer a campaign trail talking point for them.
Right. And, like, I get it. This man was causing a disruption, but it's his right as an American to protest, right?
Right.
So he was within his rights. Like, yes, he's going to get removed for causing a disruption, but he didn't deserve to have a bone broken. And he was protesting a war, which the vast majority of Americans do not believe we should be taking part in, let alone starting,
Mm-hmm.
or yet again not knowing why we're doing it.
Right.
Why are American lives being lost? Why are hundreds, potentially thousands of Iranian lives going to be lost?
Mm-hmm. It's just needless. All of it. And still, the news cycle did not let up. All of this so far, and we're still not done. Around 5 p.m. that same day, I've literally just got the video edit of Sheehy out into the social media, and I go back to my phone and I have a text that says Daines dropped out. And I said, I'm sorry, what? Daines dropped out. And immediately I'm like flying all over the place. And that shock is the shock that I think everyone had, including a lot of the Montana Republican Party. So Daines withdrew his filing for office like 5 minutes ish before the deadline closed. He had filed, said, I'm going to run again. And then, literally in the 11th hour, pulled out and said, no, just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm retiring. Question mark.
If I were the Republicans and the Republican Party here in Montana right now, I would be absolutely infuriated at what Senator Daines pulled with just
Oh,
minutes
yeah.
had this other candidate lined up. Like they had no say in
None.
people had no time. They just did a switcheroo. Like,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
can he do that? Yes, and he did. But it's a huge bitch slap to his own party, is what
Right. Right. Because Daines withdrew with like, I think it might have been 8 minutes. And then his fancy little handpicked successor filed like 5 minutes or 3 minutes or something to close. And the only reason he was able to do that was because Steve Daines called him up and said, "Hey, I'm going to do this and we need someone to file behind me and I want it to be you," giving no other Republican a chance because the political outlook is a lot different when you don't have an incumbent in the race. If you're a Republican, you might not run in a primary against Steve Daines. But if Steve Daines says he's retiring, maybe you do run because that changes the calculus.
Hmm.
And he just completely removed that decision from everybody, gave them a hand-picked successor, a lot like Zinke did, but it was a lot worse with Daines. And the Trump endorsement followed right behind. Like it's all this big political machine that is designed to consolidate power in their hands. It's the most anti-democratic thing I've seen in a really long time,
Oh,
actually.
100%. Like I've got all these conspiracy theories in my brain, which I'd love to tell you on this podcast, but it's probably not appropriate. But you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
extremely undemocratic.
like the whole point of primaries is to let voters choose. And now they don't really have a choice.
Now they don't have a choice. They have to go with Daines's guy, or, could vote Democrat.
That's always an option. But Andy, all in all, it has been a great month to be a Montana Democrat.
That it
It's been
has.
wild, it's been crazy, it's been exhausting, but like I think the vibes are a lot better than they have been in quite a few years.
Yeah. People are feeling good, motivated.
But so we wrapped up that crazy news week with our annual Mansfield Metcalf dinner. And I love Mansfield Metcalf. It's just so nice to be able to get everyone in the same room. This is a big state and we all work together all the time, but very rarely do we ever actually all get to be in one place.
Right. Like 800 of your closest Democrat liberal friends, like-minded people
Yeah.
gathering together in Helena once a year to like celebrate what we do and, you know, high
Yeah.
five each other and have a great dinner and commit to
Yeah.
putting the work in to get Democrats elected in November.
Look good, feel good, be good, win good. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. It was a fun evening. There's a lot of speeches to sit through, which is a good thing because that means
Yeah.
there's a lot of Democrats that are running for um, the House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate, um,
Right.
along with their current elected leadership. So, yeah, there was lots of good speeches. Um,
Yeah.
Senator
We,
Gallego from Arizona was the keynote speaker.
mm-hmm.
Speech.
He was shorter than I was expecting.
I agree. Yeah. That usually tends to be the case, I feel like when I meet a politician, is they're either like shorter than I thought or like way taller than I thought. And I'm just like, whoa.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell this story. So, the floor in the fairgrounds where we have Mansfield Metcalf is concrete, and I was wearing heels, and my dress was slightly too long, and that's not usually an issue for me because I'm very tall, so I don't have to worry about hemming things often. So I was trying to like pick up my feet a little bit when I was walking, and I was like kind of hustling to go like get a shot, and my heels like skidded on the concrete, and I almost fell, but I like caught myself with an arm, and like all was well. I just pretended like it didn't happen and ignored it. And I'm leaving the MDLCC after party, and there's Senator Gallego, like on this hell in a sidewalk, because he like hung out with us all night, which is very cool. That doesn't happen very
Yeah,
often.
that's very unusual.
But so he's out on the sidewalk, and I was unable to take a photo with him at dinner because I was working. And so I asked if we could take a picture, and he looks at me. He goes, "You almost fell. Nice save." And I was like, "Thank you."
Yes, I did. And you saw it. Oh, funny. Did
So
you
I
at
couldn't
least get your
decide if I
picture?
needed to be like humiliated or impressed with myself. Jury's still out, actually.
That's okay.
Um,
He'll
but
probably
yeah,
remember you then.
maybe come back to Montana, help us win an election again. But yes, Eminem was great. And I think the cherry on top to that whole week was the fact that Democrats outfiled Republicans for the state
Yes.
legislature this year.
Huge news. Huge news.
So we've got more Democratic spaces on the ballot than they do, which is great news. And that's what I mean when I say that every race is up for grabs this cycle. With the margins we're seeing, with the trends we're seeing, with every crazy policy the Trump administration goes through with, more districts come into play. And we're
Exactly.
acting like it. We mean it and we're acting like it.
Yeah. Now is really the time to pay attention to all races. Like you're saying, like most people pay attention to, those at the top, what's taking place in DC, the president, Senate, House of Representatives. But these are moments when we can also make dramatic change in the state house here in Montana,
Mm-hmm.
because it all kind of trickles down and it's all about turnout. And so, if momentum continues with Democrats, if we come out and vote for Democrats, we
Mm-hmm.
can flip more House seats and more Senate seats here in Montana
Absolutely.
closer and closer to having that majority back as
Mm-hmm.
Democrats.
I think that's what I want. I think I've kind of determined the elections that I'm like really, really hoping for in Montana. I want MT1. I think the Western District is so in play. And I think if we keep our foot on the gas the way it has been,
Mhm.
it's anybody's game.
Yeah.
And I want to flip the state house. There's
Oh,
not like the margin isn't that big in a big blue wave year. Like I think it's doable. We've got great candidates on the state level. Like,
there's even Republicans running in Republican majority districts that didn't file. Like Paul Tuss, who's a rock star up in Hill County, doesn't have a Republican challenger in a Republican district.
I'm still baffled by that.
It's amazing. Like they're just
Like,
not showing up, apparently.
right? I mean, keep running scared, y'all. I ain't mad about it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like they have an incredibly good candidate. We have
Mm-hmm.
many incredibly good candidates. And like a lot of these Republicans just aren't willing to put in the work, frankly.
Tough. But yeah, Andy, it is absolutely primary season, as you mentioned, and we've got Democrats to pick from, folks. We've got contested primaries for all of our federal seats, which I'm really excited about. Primaries are good. Primaries bring competition, primaries bring new ideas, primaries bring choice. And here at the Montana Democratic Party, we understand that. We couldn't speak for Senator Daines, but so, if you are hoping for more information on candidates in your districts, you can head to montanademocrats.org/candidates to find out information about federal primaries. And then there's some information about state primaries on there as well. And then if you click over to the events tab in the website or go to our social media pages, we have a whole host of forums and debates happening across the state from now till June. Andy, do you want to explain a little bit how these forums ended up happening?
Yeah, so most of these are organized by county Democratic Central Committees, those volunteers on the ground in your local areas that are doing everything they can to get Democrats elected. So our goal with our central committees is to spread visibility about these races because let's
Mm-hmm.
face it, a lot of people just don't know who's running, don't know what races are going to be on the ballot. And this is your opportunity to get those questions answered. Who's
Mm-hmm.
running? Who are your favorite candidates, which you can decide after listening to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to vote in June during the primary and then come back in November and vote again. So, last I looked, there's like over 15, whether it be forums, debates, or meet and greets around the state of Montana. We've got
Mm-hmm.
one in Missoula County coming up on April 9th. We've got one in Lewis and Clark County, Ravalli County, Eastern Montana, over in Custer County, Dawson County, Yellowstone County. Um, and so some of these forums will be specific to their area. For example, here
Mm-hmm.
in Missoula, we live in the Western District. So our forum is for the MT1 candidates. So we'll be hearing from um, Ryan Bussey, Sam Forstag, Matt Rains, and Russell Cleveland at that one. Other ones like Yellowstone County will be hosting the Eastern District candidates,
Mm-hmm.
and other central committees, their forums and debates will also host the Senate candidates. So they'll
Right.
be running in the seat that Daines just dropped out of.
Totally.
And some are doing a mix of all three. So check them out.
Yeah.
Got a list on our website, on social media. Georgie did a great job of compiling all of those, and there'll be more to be added.
Yeah, totally. We will keep you guys posted as those get scheduled. I think it's great to show up to these. I know that a lot of people love having an online option. They love being able to watch it on their phone, but we don't create change online. Change doesn't really happen online. Change happens in person between people. And so, even if it's scary, even if you're a little nervous, bring a friend, go to the forum in person because that's how you meet people. That's how you make connections. That's how you get involved in your community. That's really all you have to do is start showing up and you'll find your place. I promise.
Mhm.
And you know what happened to you with Missoula County?
100%. I started showing up, and then I got overcommitted.
Welcome to the club. But yeah, folks, so find a forum near you, make your choice about which Democrat you want to support in November.
And also, I
Uh,
just want to point out, it's not just our larger towns in Missoula that are hosting these. Like, I'm very excited and proud to say there's places like in Madison County,
yep.
Teton County. There's a lot of little communities in rural areas that are putting on some of these events. So
Hmm.
please go support them and
Yeah.
check.
Don't write your area off before you even look, because we might have an event near you. And speaking of events near you, No Kings protests are scheduled for March 28th. And because our governor is a big crybaby, he's revoked Capitol access on the weekends.
Oh, couldn't take the heat.
Dude, I hate this guy. He basically quietly revoked like permit access for the Capitol grounds on just the weekends. So now if you're trying to have an event at the Capitol on the weekend, you don't have access to power, you don't have access to sound, you don't have access to like the things you would need to have an event of that size.
Right. And he's basically saying just like for saving money, for budgetary purposes.
Yeah.
That's his
Yep.
excuse. But the reality is like he's wanting to squash free speech because the weekend is usually when people have the ability and opportunity to come out for a protest on the Capitol steps.
Right. Like the days that people have off work, the people can't gather in the people's house. Okay. Sure.
Right.
Whatever you say, Greg.
Yeah. It's
Um,
total bullshit, and I'm really pissed off about it. I mean,
no,
it's
it
so
makes me so
obviously
mad.
intentional. Like our governor does not want us to have access to our capital on the weekends to protest when we should absolutely be there protesting if we want to.
Right. Like, what are you so scared of?
And those are our tax dollars that fund those services.
Also true.
Our tax dollars.
Ah, like I frankly, I'll take my rights over saving like a couple $1,000 personally. I mean, like, what about Greg's slush fund? Whatever happened to
I was
that?
just thinking about it. Like,
Can we take the protest money out of Greg's slush fund?
sure, sure, let's do that. For those that don't
Like,
know what the slush fund
God,
is, a big topic of controversy back during the legislative session last year, because the
right?
governor literally has millions of dollars in this pot that we don't know what it's being spent on, where it goes to.
Yeah, it's all of the
Governor
COVID
slush fund.
interest money that's just like sitting there, and now we're staring down a budget deficit, and now we're cutting corners on First Amendment rights to save the money instead of taking away his personal little bank account. Whatever.
Which in the grand
Whatever.
things like this is pennies. Pennies.
Ugh. Anyway, we're gonna elect some Democrats in November so that we can stop dealing with all of this shit.
Right.
But
And
because there's nothing more that I love than spiting Republicans, everyone's gonna go find a No Kings rally near them.
absolutely. What's the date?
Uh,
Remind us.
March 28th. If
March
you
20.
head to Mobilize or 5051, you can find an event near you there. There will be a collection on the MDP social media soon. But yeah, Greg Gianforte doesn't get to tell anyone what to do.
For sure. And yeah, I can't speak more highly for these No Kings protests. They have done an incredible job across the country organizing people to come out and
Mhm.
protest this fascist government and so many of the wrongs and illegal acts they are committing, just like this illegal war we're now in
Right.
with Iran. That's just one of the issues I'm sure we'll be chanting about on the streets. But if you've never been to a protest, I would absolutely encourage you to come out for a No Kings protest, rally,
Mhm.
whatever they're calling it in your local area. It's a great way to like start getting engaged. And similar to like the forums we were just talking about, not only are they in the bigger towns in Montana and around the country, but also in the little towns. I was on
Mhm.
the phone with Representative Tyson Running Wolf in Glacier County yesterday, and he said the town of Browning is going to have one.
Hell
So
yeah.
smaller demonstrations in the rural areas, and there's much larger ones in places like Billings and Bozeman and Missoula.
Mhm.
Take your pick, attend one, go with your friends, bring a bottle of water to stay hydrated, and pay attention to your surroundings. But like, go out, enjoy it, feel good about being with people that are like working towards a better world.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely our right as Americans to protest the government. And I guarantee you, not a single person out there is paid.
Right. The power in peaceful protest is in presence. It's in seeing that even in Browning, there's a protest, that there are people there who are also mad. They're the same kind of mad as the people in Missoula, as the people in Eureka, as the people in Miles City. Is we're all in this together, and that's why these are so important. Like, yeah, sure, people will say they don't have a point, but this is the point. Community is the point.
Right.
And showing the federal government that we, the people, still exist
Hmm. And
because they get their power from us.
it's not just Democrats out there protesting, it's all
Uh-uh.
kinds of people. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people mad at this government right now.
Yeah. All right, Andy. Well, I think that's what we've got for our rapid fire recap. Hopefully, we can get more into the weeds on some of these things in later episodes, but I won't keep anyone longer than we need to. And on that note, we'll see you all next week.
Later.
Bye.
Take care.